It begins not with a bark, but with a flick of a tail. In the fading light of a suburban afternoon, a man named Dr. Elias Farrow sat on a low-slung porch in Portland, Oregon. He was watching his Burmese cat, Cleo, dart across the grass with laser-like precision. A small, tattered rubber ball arced through the air, and with it, Cleo sprang, twisted mid-air, and landed with the ball clutched in her teeth. She trotted back, dropped it at his feet, and stared at him with wide, expectant eyes. Again. And again. And again. Again. This was 2007. Back then, the idea of cats playing fetch was a parlor trick, an anomaly. A glitch in the matrix of pet behavior. Dogs fetched. Cats lounged. Everyone knew that. Everyone, except the cats. By 2013, whispers began to stir in the obscure corners of online forums. Reddit threads. Homemade YouTube clips with titles like, "My cat thinks he's a dog," or "Weird Cat Fetch Compilation Number 2. One video, a Siamese named Nico sprinting down a hallway for a crumpled piece of paper, quietly surpassed 3 million views. It was posted by a teenager in Kyoto, who captioned it, "He does this every day for hours. I never trained him." The pattern grew. More videos. More cats. More confusion. Behaviorists dismissed it as mimicry. Veterinarians shrugged it off. But beneath the static, something stirred, something ancient, buried in fur and instinct. January 7, 2018. At the University of Michigan's Department of Animal Cognition, a research proposal slid across a polished table. Its title, Investigating Play-Driven Retrieval Behavior in Domestic Felis Catus. The author? Dr. Emma Rigby. She'd grown up on a dairy farm surrounded by barn cats. But one, a scrappy tabby named Jinx, would bring back corn husks with religious fervor. She had never forgotten it. For 6 months, Rigby and her team tested over 100 cats in controlled environments. They used laser pointers, feathered toys, jingle balls, and even custom-made foam objects infused with scent markers. The cats were divided into 2 groups, those from homes with dogs, and those without. The results defied everything. More than 61% of cats from dog-free homes not only engaged in retrieval behaviors, they initiated them. Voluntarily. Repeatedly. Some ignored food to continue the game. Others became distressed if the object was hidden. One Maine Coon named Dante fetched a neon mouse 74 times in a row, meowing furiously between each return. The turning point came at 3:42 a.m. on a rainy Thursday. A security camera captured Rigby, alone in the lab, watching a playback of 2 rescue kittens, Willow and Smoke, chasing down identical balls in a perfect synchronization that resembled a canine training video. She rewound, rewatched, froze the frame, and saw something chilling. Their eyes. Wide, focused, alive, not with prey drive, but purpose. Communication. She didn't sleep that night. By late 2019, the team had gathered enough data to publish. But before they could submit, something unexpected happened. The tech world took notice. A software engineer at a machine learning firm in San Francisco had trained his cat, Miso, to respond to voice commands and fetch labeled objects: blue ball, red ribbon, green cube. He fed the data into an AI framework designed for cognitive inference in nonverbal mammals. Miso passed. With flying colors. Soon, cognitive ethologists began drawing parallels between feline behavior and corvid intelligence. Like crows, cats demonstrated problem-solving in 3 dimensions. Like octopuses, they remembered object orientation and pathfinding patterns. And when it came to fetch, they surpassed dogs in one critical area: persistence without reward. It wasn't about the treat. It was about the game. Somewhere in the foothills of Austria, an independent researcher unearthed a little-known 18th-century manuscript by naturalist Karl von Suttner, detailing a line of house panthers, kept in noble courts, trained to retrieve ribbons during banquets. The behavior had vanished from mainstream memory, buried under centuries of myth. And so the question changed. Not can cats play fetch? But why did we forget that they could? As data poured in from households worldwide, a peculiar pattern emerged. The cats who fetched most often shared one thing in common: early independence. They weren't coaxed or conditioned. They chose the game themselves. Fetch, it turned out, wasn't a learned behavior, it was an invitation. A message across species. We had simply been too distracted to listen. Then came Luna. A snow-white Turkish Angora from Madrid. Her owner, a retired psychologist, had documented every interaction for nearly 5 years. Luna had created variations of fetch. She changed the objects based on the time of day. She brought soft toys before bed. Hard rubber during meals. Paper scraps when the house was quiet. She adapted. She curated. She communicated. A 14-minute clip of Luna titled "She's just trying to tell me something" went viral overnight in April 2021. And with it, the floodgates opened. Pet owners from across the globe began uploading videos, sharing stories, recording timestamps. What followed wasn't a trend. It was a revelation. Cats fetched not because they were trained. They fetched because they remembered something deeper, something older than domestication, something wilder than obedience. In the wild, lions and tigers retrieve for their cubs. Lynxes carry half-dead prey in rehearsals of the hunt. But domestic cats? They turn that primal act into play. Into bonding. Fetch wasn't about dominance or utility. It was about joy. By 2024, Rigby's full study was published in Nature Neuroscience, paired with a companion piece, Volitional Play and the Myth of Feline Apathy. The backlash from dog behaviorists was swift, but the footage was irrefutable. Cats retrieved under pressure. In the rain. During thunder. Across scent trails. In complete darkness. A black cat named Otis once returned a single Lego brick that had been missing for 2 weeks. By memory alone. The final breakthrough came from a surprising corner. An elementary school teacher in Montana noticed that her classroom cat, Beaker, began fetching crumpled math worksheets and placing them in front of struggling students. Always the right student. Always the right problem. She dismissed it as coincidence until the 3rd week. Beaker had been watching. Interpreting stress. Intervening. Rigby returned to the lab one last time. This time, not with test objects, but with mirrors. She watched in disbelief as cats retrieved items based not on playfulness, but reflection. They saw themselves. They watched human reactions. They mirrored intention. The fetch was no longer a game. It was empathy. A feline, silent handshake. In the end, the truth had never been hidden. It had simply been dismissed. Minimized beneath the myth of indifference. But behind those sharp, glass-green eyes, was a mind not only capable of fetch, but of choosing it. Again. And again. And again.